Vande Mataram. Welcome to the oral learning Koraput. Today we will start a new poem which was written by William Wordsworth, The Solitary Reaper. William Wordsworth was born on 7th April 1770 in the Lake District, England. He is regarded as the worshipper of nature. He loves nature too much. Love of nature is the major theme of his poetry. According to his writings, we can find how he loved the nature's all creations. He wrote about ordinary men and women in the language of ordinary people. Ordinary men and women in the language of ordinary people. For him, according to William Wordsworth, he defined poetry. What is poetry? According to him, poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. If we have powerful feelings and that come across very spontaneously from us, that feelings is poetry by William Wordsworth. Maybe that may be arising some recollected emotions. William Wordsworth is one of the most important English poets and a founder of Romantic movement of English literature. He was called as a lakeland poet and nature poet. Why lakeland poet? What is lakeland? Why lakeland poet? Because the area where Wordsworth lived is renowned for beautiful landscapes and countless lakes. Numbers of lakes are there. Beautiful landscapes are there where Wordsworth lived. So that the poet is called as a lakeland poet. Having beautiful landscapes and number of lakes in his living place, he is called as lakeland poet. And why nature poet? In his writing, Wordsworth emphasizes on the connection between human world and the natural world. The connectivity is between the human and the nature. So that Wordsworth is called as a nature poet. The Solitary Reaper was written on 5th November 1805 and published in 1807. The poem is very unique of his writing. Why? From his writing, if we notice, most of his writings are based on his own experiences. But most of his writings are based on his own experiences. But this poem, Solitary Reaper, is based on the experience of someone else. In this poem Solitary Reaper, Wordsworth describes the beauty of the reaper's song. The pure and the beauty of the reaper's song. Let us go to leading. A thing of beauty is joy forever. John Keats quoted here. A thing of beauty, the beauty that lies in each and everything, that is the real joy. The scenic view, the scenic pictures. If we have some beautiful experiences, that means that has a long lasting effects. Why? Maybe that is in our flashback. The scenic view always pleases our eyes. A soulful tone of a singer amuses our heart. While we are the passers-by, while we are going in our way in the pavement, if we hear some natural songs of birds or whatever, that means that pleases us and amuses, that soulful tone. So, what kind of beauty that the poet find in the Solitary Reaper, we have to discuss here. Look at the first stanza. Behold her single in the field, yon solitary highland lass, reaping and singing by herself. Stop here and gently pass. At the outset, the poet tells us here, behold means, in the glossary there are some meanings. Behold means to look at. Behold means to look at something or somebody. Yon, over there, that is used in old times. Solitary, single, being singled, alone. These are the difficult words. Reaper, who is a reaper? Reaper means a person that harvests crops. A person that harvests crops. At the beginning, at the outset of the poem, the Solitary Reaper, out of so many writings, I have told it is one of the unique writing, because here we find a connectivity between human and nature. The poet tells us to look at the girl, who is singing in the field. Behold her single in the field. There is a field. The poet says, look at the girl. The girl was there. Only girl. No companion was there. The poet Wordsworth says that look at the girl who is single in the field, who is alone in the field. Yon solitary highland lass. What is Highland? Highland is the mountain region of Scotland. Highland means the mountain region of Scotland. And then lass is a girl. Here highland lass refers to the solitary reaper, the lone reaper. Who is a reaper? The girl. The girl is a reaper. What is reaper? A person that harvests crops. In the first stanza, the girl was single in the field. There he stood solitarily. Nobody was with her. What was he doing in the field? He was reaping and singing simultaneously. At the one time, she was reaping and singing. She was a reaper, here she was a singer. Off by herself. Stop here or gently pass. Here, stop here and gently pass. Two types of opposite ideas has been mentioned here. Two types of opposite ideas has been mentioned here. Stop here or gently pass. Suppose if we debate about something, if we debate about a topic, while debating the topic, if someone come from higher order, from higher authority, we cannot say, it is difficult to say in comparison to, it is difficult to say before him. Why? That is just a disturbance. Same here. Visualizing the little girl, the highland lass, the solitary reaper, Wordsworth says to the passers-by. Wordsworth says to the passers-by, you do not see her. Why? Because the highland lass, the reaper, was reaping and singing at the one time simultaneously. If we see and behold at her, look at her, that means she may be disturbed and stop singing. Here, the poet addresses to the passers-by not to. The poet Wordsworth addresses to the passers-by not to be reason of disturbance and advise them, stop there. You stop there or gently pass. Calmly, quietly you pass. If you cannot pass, if you go there and see her, that means she may stop reaping or she may stop, either she may stop reaping or singing, or both activity can be stopped. It is a disturbance. Not to do any kinds of disturbances. The author, the poets suggested to the passers-by, stop there. Here, this line, stop here, gently pass. This is antithesis. In figures of speech, this is antithesis. What is antithesis? If in a sentence or clause connected connected with two opposite ideas. Stop here. The passersby can stop there, or they can gently pass without seeing the reaper, without seeing the solitary reaper, highlandless. Then alone she cuts and binds the grain. She alone, the reaper was alone. She cuts and binds the grain. Corn. Grain means corn. Here grain means corn. A plant like grass or like rice, wheat, whatever. Grain means corn. Alone she cuts in the entire field. She alone cuts and binds the grain and sings a melancholy strain. Melancholy means sad. What was she singing? The solitary reaper was singing a sad song. What type of song? The solitary reaper was singing a melancholy strain. Melancholy song, sad song. Oh, listen for the well profound. Profound means deep. Vale, your vale means valley. The entire valley was deeply, the entire valley was deeply echoed by the reaper's sad song, melancholy song. The poet here applied the figures of speech apostrophe. What is apostrophe? Apostrophe means the character which the poet put in the verse, in the poem, that is the poetic imagination. Oh, listen, it is apostrophe. Oh, listen, for the well profound is overflowing with the sound. Oh, listen. Here the character is the poet's imaginative, Wordsworth's own imaginative, so that it is called as apostrophe in figures of speech. The poetic device is here apostrophe. Oh, listen for the well profound, very deeply. Profound means deep, well means valley. Very deeply in a closer part, her song, melancholic song spreaded all over the valley, is overflowing with sound. Again, we are acquainted with the loneliness of the solitary reaper. Here, the poet William Wordsworth urges us to listen and feel the effect of the song. The poet was very much fascinated, attracted. A good effect came to him. So the poet urges the readers, the listeners, you should feel the effect of the song. To the passers-by, the poet says that you should definitely feel the effect of the song. The whole valley is overfilled with the enchanting song of the solitary reaper. Here some figures of speech are used. Alone she cuts and binds the grain. Alone she cuts and binds the grain. This sentence is not written in correct prose order. In prose order, we can write the sentence, she cuts and binds the grain alone, or she alone cuts and binds the grain. This sentence, alone she cuts and binds the grain, is not written in correct prose order. This is called as inversion. This is called as if some lines in a verse or poem is not written in correct prose order, that poetic device is called as inversion. So we have noticed about the first stanza of the poem, who is the solitary reaper, where she lived, what she is doing. Why did not the poet want to disturb her? What was he doing? What type of song she was singing while reaping? What was the deep effect, dense effect of her song? Next, we have to go to the second stanza. There we may see about the meaning of the song, the comparison with other singers. Let me discuss in the next class. Vande Mataram.